Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our transit video of Rahu and Ketu of 2019. And Rahu and Ketu, as you know, are shadow planets. They are the nodes of the moon. They're scary, they're dark. And then after an eclipse, the sun shines again. But today's planetary discussion, transit discussion of these two nodes is going to be very different because I'm going to show you a magic trick to really see how this transit will be in your particular chart. Because I'm sure you have been listening and reading and watching videos of transit of Rahu Ketu in various sources. But the problem here is that they are very generalized description of what Rahu Ketu as nodes are going to do in your horoscope. However, once you know this one particular concept that I'll show you, you will know exactly how Rahu and Ketu will be transiting in your chart. Will that transit be good, or will that transit be bad, as you all want to put it? Even though I don't want to put it that way, but I have to kind of like talk in your guys' language, good or bad. Okay, so we're gonna study that, and for that I have to show you these three papers. Okay, and before we go into the transit meaning and what's happening for each ascendant. So let me show you the 3 pages. Okay, I'm sure you must have seen these pages in your life if you know Vedic astrology. Okay, here I'll come close to you guys. Okay, I'm so nice. I'm gonna make an effort, come close to you, waste my energy. So, and then, by the way, you find these pages for those of you who are new. Okay, you're going to find these pages in the astrological report from my website right here under shop section with option 5 and below. Okay, you're going to get a PDF report with some options like option 5 and 6. And then after that, it will be readings and report together. So in your report, the PDF report or whatever software you have, however you find this information, when you look, you're going to find this page. Okay, let me see. Right there. This is known as Sarv Ashtak Varga. This page. Sarv Ashtak Varga. And you're going to see this chart. It'll be with your ascendant. Whatever your ascendant is, Leo, Scorpio, Aquarius. So right here, if you see number 5, okay, that is Leo. Look at all these numbers. Okay. So for this particular chart, here, let me actually zoom in. Can this thing focus? So look at this. For this particular chart, the sign of Gemini is in the 11th house with that number 3. And sign of Sagittarius is in the 5th house with that number 9. But if you look at all these numbers like 50, 23, 23, 22, 31, okay? In 2019, Rahu and Ketu in March are going to transit in sidereal side to the sign of Gemini. Rahu will be in Gemini. Ketu will be in Sagittarius. And if in these houses on this page you see that you receive 28 or above points, like in the 11th house, it's 50 points. 50 points. That is extremely, extremely high. 28 is the average. Anything above 28 is good. Everything below 28 will be much, much harder. And this is going to be the first step to finding if your transit is good or bad. If you get more than 28 points and above, it'll be an average period of Ketu in Sagittarius. if it's 29, 30, 31, 32, 35, 36, it'll be great. It'll just keep increasing in positive quality. If, let's say, Rahu transits your 11th house and look, it has 50 points, this would be the most excellent period for this individual. Obviously, this is the chart of Rajiv Gandhi, but 50 points, I mean, Rahu being the Bhoga Karaka, it's going to fulfill desires here. Then, let me show you the second sheet. You're going to see this page in my report. This is known as Binashtak Varga system. Okay? What I want you to do in this particular system, here, let me see if I can just make the manual focus. Okay. So in this page, you're going to find Mercury. Mercury is at the very bottom. Look at how many points Mercury is giving to the sign of Gemini. Boom, look at that. 8 points to the sign of Gemini. Okay, in the 11th house. So that means Mercury is a sign, a planet that rules the sign of Gemini. This is where Rahu is going to be entering in March. And when it enters, if Mercury is giving 8 points, 4 points or above, it's good. Maximum is 8 points. So if you get 8, 7, 6, 5, excellent, 4 is average, it's good, it's neither good, neither bad. Then you go to Jupiter. Jupiter is right there on top. Okay? Jupiter is right there on top. Sagittarius, Jupiter, for this individual, you want to see in your whichever house Sagittarius is, how many points Jupiter has given individually. Is it 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0? 0 is negative. 8 is the best. So you can see the 5 is a little bit above average. And this is how you will determine if your Rahu Ketu period is going to be good or bad. Okay? So this is very important. This is known as the Ashtak Varga system. This is why I keep saying for the past 5 years when I started doing transit videos, that whatever I'm saying doesn't really mean too much. It's just a basic analysis. What really will tell me how a transit will be for you is when I look at this thing. In your report or in my software, when I look at, transit, I'm looking to see what the accumulated house points are. And because Rahu and Ketu do not really get involved in Ashtak Varga system, you have to see the sign that they're going to transit in. And you want to see the ruler of that sign, how many points it's giving on an individual basis. So individual planet can give 0 to 8 points, as you saw, and each house will get accumulated points. So after reductions, like Vaharamira reductions, then you see either you have 50 points, 38 points, 32 points, even 19 points, 20 points. I mean, anything below, 28 is just going to be average and below average, below average, below average. 24 is going to be low. 19 is going to be just very low. So this is how you're going to determine your transit. Whatever you hear anywhere does not mean it is the holy grail of your life. The holy grail of your life depends upon these numbers. That's one. Then you want to see which houses is Rahu Ketu transit going to be in. Okay. Is it going to be in the first house, second house, third house? Okay. You want to see if it's a difficult house or not. And difficult house doesn't mean that it's 6, 8, or 12. You want to see how is the house overall. Does the house receive many malefic impact? Does the house, like I showed you, receives low points? You want to see how the house lord is in your birth chart. Is he strong? How is your house strength overall? So you see how complicated of a thing it is than for me to just ramble on, well, Ketu is going to enter Sagittarius for Gemini ascendant people, and this is what's going to happen, da-da-da-da-da. And it may not be that way. It may not be that way. Okay. So And I've already made a video on Rahu Ketu entering in the transit for 2019. What I want to do here is talk about the individual ascendant. So we'll actually start by the ascendant Aries. Okay. Now, one thing you also have to understand is that Rahu Ketu are nodes of the moon. They're the nodes of the moon. They're not nodes of the sun. They're not nodes of the Lagna. They're not nodes of Saturn or Jupiter. They're nodes of the moon. Rahu Ketu transit has to be. It's a must. I don't care if you don't look at it other planets, but Rahu Ketu transit is a must from the moon sign. Meaning, make your moon sign in the birth chart ascendant and read where Rahu Ketu are transiting from there. That becomes important. May actually bring out Rahu Ketu transit reading just so you guys understand exactly how a transit is studied. Now, obviously, I have to think about it because there is a lot of negativity that comes in with Rahu Ketu. They are the planet of curse. They are the planet, even though the one is a Bhoga Karka, one is a Moksha Karka. But Rahu Ketu exists because you are to be born. You are to pay your, dues. You got to deal with the curses. That's why you're born. We're not born because we're here to live like the king. You're born, you have to deal with the curses. Blessings are the secondary thing. The first thing is the curse. That's why sun is the soul. Sun burns the soul. Sun says, I'm going to help you burn your karmas. That's why you're going to be born. So with Aries ascendant, Rahu is going to be transiting the 3rd house. Ketu is going to be transiting the 9th house. And for Aries ascendant people, their main concern, their main focus is going to be towards communication and information, short distance travel, long distance travel. Their communication is going to be suddenly, they'll find great interest in media and mass media. One is going to be much more inclined towards doing a lot of communication in their work, even though they have never communicated before. Okay. Now, remember, 0 points, bad transit, 8 points, perfect transit. 28 and below, average points. Above 28, all the way to 50, 55, great points. Excellent. It'll be the excellent period. So whatever I'm saying, you're going to either face trouble through it with this communicative part, or you'll do well with it, with this communicative part. Rahu, most definitely is going to make you communicate in a very exotic way. You're going to change your communication style. If you have been a very serious communicator, suddenly you're going to become a very energetic and comedic communicator. If you were that, you may change your style to becoming more serious. This is also the period where you're going to be dealing with a lot of bad phone calls, communication. You'll pick up the phone call, somebody calls you, suddenly it'll hang up or something will happen, you'll have to call the person again. So you're traveling somewhere. Suddenly, you may not be able to travel. Then you'll have to go the next day and travel to that place again with this Rahu. Now, traveling the second time to a place may be very beneficial if your Ashtakvarga points are right. If not, it'll just be a disastrous travel. While your antidote, just like our good astrologer Simon Chapkowski has shown us, Rahu is the cause of something. And the antidote to that is Ketu. So Ketu then shows that a person, when things go wrong with your communication, things go wrong with your devices and communication and travels, you're actually going to look for higher divinity. You're going to rely on spiritual knowledge to solve the problems of Rahu. You're going to take on long distance journeys. You're definitely going to be inclined towards pilgrimage. Will that pilgrimage be disastrous, or will that pilgrimage be excellent for you? I don't know, but I've shown you the way now, how that's going to be. There'll be natural interest towards classical knowledge, classical literature. Suddenly you'll be interested in whether wanting to learn some religious text, wanting to learn, text of like Artha Shastra, Kama Shastra. You want to read Plato, Aristotle. We don't know. Maybe you want to read some books of Rumi or Hafiz. But it'll be classical literature interest that they'll come in. Suddenly your past karmas related to publishing will occur. Somehow, some way you could even end up dealing with publishing something, whether it's publishing a paper, article, or maybe publishing a book. For Taurus people, Rahu will be in the 2nd house, Ketu will be in the 8th house. So here, Rahu, first of all, will have you focus on family and wealth. Rahu actually wants to give wealth most of the time. When it comes to the 2nd house, it wants to, open up the whole pack and then give you the wealth. Rahu will have you either shift with your family to foreign lands, foreign places, or there will be a lot of foreign communication that you're going to have to deal with the family. You may have to deal with family finances with some foreign bank. You will also be inclined towards doing a lot of things through your own effort. And you will be earning money in this time, and you will get the opportunity to earn money in this time through traveling to a distant place. Now, will that bring you great money or disaster? You know that, how to look at those points. You will love eating exotic foods, exotic meats. Like instead of, wanting to eat beef or chicken, you may want to eat elk or caribou or bison or wild boar, frog legs, quail instead of chicken. Maybe if you're a vegetarian, instead of eating normal vegetarian food, you want to eat Chinese vegetarian food. You want to eat Thai vegetarian food. You want to eat some French vegetarian food. It's just you want to be, you're going to have this taste bud that wants exotic things in mouth. And especially when it comes to dealing with money, there will be this repetitive pattern early on in this transit where you will try to save money, but then suddenly you'll have to give it away. But then next time when you save money, it'll be more. There'll be a lot of back and forth losses and gains through family. You'll have to do things repetitively to achieve in terms of making wealth and money. Then Ketu, is on the opposite side. When you are dealing with the headache of your family, the antidote for that will be dealing with sacred knowledge, hidden occultic knowledge, mystical knowledge. You're also going to find yourself dealing with some karmic issues related to inheritance. And you will also deal with some karmic issues related to your in-laws or spouse's family. Now, will those karmic issues be excellent or bad? Depends upon the number, the Ashtak Varga points that your 8th house receives and Vinashtak Varga that Jupiter gives to the 8th house. Then with the Gemini ascendant people, Rahu Ketu will be near 1-7 axis. When from the Lagna and ascendant, Rahu Ketu come into the 1st and 7th axis, or Ketu Rahu come into the 1st and 7th axis, this is the period of transformation. Changes occur. Something new comes in. Either something new comes in or the old thing is completely wiped out to bring a restart to something. It's a restart. It's the note of a restart. And so Rahu, when it'll come in the ascendant for Gemini, a person will naturally feel like that they want to express themselves out in the world. They want to be known. They want to be seen. They want to be heard. They'll take every single thing in their life, all the things in general, and they'll try to bring a change and transformation through it. They're going to try to give a restart to that. They want to give a restart to their life. Suddenly they want to work out. Suddenly they want to change their hair color. Suddenly one wants to, change their body shape. And with Rahu in the ascendant, a person becomes quite worldly. Like suddenly if you have been working, in a job like scenario, suddenly you feel like you want to be an entrepreneur. Now, can you be successful as an entrepreneur with this Rahu transit? No, because we don't know if you have the combinations to become a entrepreneur, number one. If you have a combination to do business, number two. And number three, we don't know what score Rahu is giving to you. If it's a very low score, you're going to feel confused. You're going to be really confused. The clarity that Rahu usually brings with normal good numbers of Ashtak Varga, you're going to feel confused. And you will make a confused decision that can lead to disaster. You see, you instead of fame, you could be defamed. You may put some stupid political posts, okay? You're putting something stupid and trying to impress people you don't know, or trying to debate with people you don't know, okay? If you think about that, I mean, even when you're in a sane position and you do it, it's like, what are you doing? You're arguing about politics with people you do not know online. And yet that thing can lead to your company, to your boss, and next thing you're getting fired. And remember, it'll always be there online. All these things that I'm doing, they'll be there online, So you got to really watch out. Perhaps you don't want to do anything. You don't want to purposely bring change in your life. You don't want to suddenly become political knowing that you have low points in your first house, okay? And now you're trying to get fame, because that can lead to defame. You don't want to be like, especially with Rahu in the ascendant, I see, especially with men, that a person may be inclined towards using steroids to pump up their body and muscles. And believe me on that, because I tried doing that when I was young. I mean, these things, let me tell you, these things were like up here. And like my forearm when I was doing steroids, like right there. I mean, I was unrecognizable for that 1 year. Unrecognizable. The attention I got was like unbelievable. I mean, it was a great time period. But of course it had negative side. I mean, man, was I angry. I mean, I was like, when I was doing that, I'm like, okay, somebody please irritate me so I can fight you. That's what happens. And then Ketu, the antidote is in the 7th house. So that means when things go wrong with you, you're going to look for Ketu. You're going to be looking for your partner to support you in your whatever mission that is. Ketu is naturally going to bring philosophical lessons related to marriage, relationships, other people. This can be the time where you can break up a relationship so a better thing can come in your life. Remember, breaking up, because Ketu is a scissor, it'll cut something. Now, the cutting does not mean that it's a bad thing. Perhaps you may have to get rid of your current relationship so the person that you're destined to be with comes in. That's only seen again with the score. One will definitely deal with past life karmas related to marriage. Now, those karmas can be excellent and good. Both you and your spouse can become very spiritual during this 1-7 axis of Rahu and Ketu. Then, Cancer ascendant. Rahu will be in the 12th house, Ketu be in the 6th house. This is the period where one is going to incline towards travel to foreign lands, foreign places. One is going to want to reach places beyond this plane. One is going to be suddenly interested in wanting to connect with, Sadguru. Not Sadguru that you see on YouTube. Sadguru meaning a guru that is on the other plane, but you have considered that as a guru. That becomes Sadguru. So Bhog Karka Rahu will actually may allow you through some sort of an access to experience that otherworldly divinity. You will have, you will be very much even addicted to a lot of bed pleasures. Pleasures of, escapism, whether it's drinking, drugs, DMT, marijuana, whatever it is, you will experience those. They can be good experiences or disastrous experiences where it can kill you. Why? Because again, you want to see the strength of the 12th house along with that score of Ashtaka Varga, as I said to you, as I showed you. But when you feel like you want to escape something, when you feel like you want to leave something, you want to experience these things and they're giving you much like nightmares instead of like dreams, well, you go back to dealing with work. Ketu's in the 6th house of work, solving your issues, taking care of your debt, taking care of your health. You work out. That's what Ketu is going to incline towards. And your daily routines have to have a spiritual method behind it. You have to daily read some book. You have to listen to some guru on daily basis. Why? Because 6th house is your daily routine. Now, like I was telling you, Rahu being in the ascendant and 12th house, you may be doing a lot of repetitive things. Like you may go to foreign lands, not enjoy, come back, and then go back again. Or you may do a lot of repetitive going and coming back and forth. You will wake up a lot in night and then go back to sleep. This is also the period one may karmically have to deal with, maybe getting a pet in their life. Karmically, a pet can depart in one's life. But again, all these things are seen through the score. Then when you look at Leo ascendant, so with Leo ascendant, Rahu will be in the 11th house, Ketu will be in the 5th house. So here one can attain all sorts of hopes, desires, wishes with their wits of communication. You're very clever with your communication in a large organization where through your ability to sell yourself or sell the product, you make huge amounts of money. You will find recognition, achievements, awards on a mass scale. Your elder sibling may go to foreign lands, foreign places. Elder sibling will, suddenly try to change who they are as a person. And if those things don't go right the way you want, maybe you lose your reputation, maybe you get demoted, the way to find that antidote is to recite mantras, because especially Ketu in Sagittarius is about higher knowledge. Higher knowledge will be the antidote of mantras. Being with children, spending more time with your children, not investing money in stock market. Not because, of course, if the score is low, then it's going to kind of tempt you. Hey, invest money in stock market and make a lot. You can triple and quadruple your money. Okay, well, go ahead, do it. And then you will see what happens. You will be inclined towards attaining some new knowledge, some higher knowledge of, spirituality. Where Ketu in Capricorn right now, it's giving much more practical knowledge to a person. Knowledge of performing karmas. Then when we look at Virgo, okay, for Virgo, Rahu will be in the 10th house, Ketu will be in the 4th house. Rahu in the 10th house can obviously bring in fame, bring in new job offers from foreign companies, multinational companies. One will be very much inclined towards being competitive in their workspace. You will also be surrounded by many foreigners during this time. And your communication will bring you fame. Your communication will bring you a higher position and authority. You'll be dealing with a lot of foreign authorities. And you would be much more about spending more time at work than at home. But the thing is, when things go haywire in your workspace because of this Rahu, you need to come and spend time at home. You need to be home, be more private, stay at home, do meditation, spend time with your mother, eat your mother's cooking. But with Rahu being in the 4th house, you may have to split from your home. There could be a split in property during this time. Not to your liking, depending upon if you wanted this or not. If it's low score, then it's going to happen against your will. If it's higher score, it's something that you wanted and it'll happen. You may have to move because let's say you can lose your job and you lost your job, you can no longer afford that home that you're in. Well, now you have to kind of get an apartment instead of a home. So those things will be felt in this time period. And you will not find too much of a rest in home if depending upon how your Ketu is. You'll be restless at home. So this is actually 1, 7, and 4, 10 axis is always the heavy one. They can be either very, very good or just very, very heavy. Then for Libra, Rahu will be in the 9th house. Ketu will be in the 3rd house. So here, a person will be inclined towards wanting to attain higher education, wanting to suddenly go on, journeys in ships, like taking cruises. A person will try to find a foreign guru for themselves. A person may be cheated by a foreign guru. A person may get into a nonsensical fight with their father. Father's reputation can hurt during this time, or father may find fame. You see how contradicting I am right now, which should be laughable to all of you. It should be. If you're not laughing, then there's something wrong with you. Because these transit videos are laughable because I don't know. I can't tell you how exactly it is unless I'm looking at the individual chart. And then Ketu is in the 3rd house. So it shows you will definitely have some fights with your younger siblings, break up with your younger siblings, or especially with your friends with online friends. You will have fights with them, split with them, or you will also do very well in presenting higher spiritual, philosophical information to your neighbors, to your online friends, to your online community. You may actually become very competitive. You suddenly have this past life karmic energy that says, hey, why don't you work out? Why don't you play sports? Now, if it's low, you play sports, you can get some injury. Then with Scorpio, Ketu will be in the 2nd house, Rahu will be in the 8th house. Obviously, this shows that you'll feel this disconnect from the family. You would be much more inclined towards just either being isolated, being more inclined towards your spouse's family, spending time with them, sudden interest in, occult mysticism, hidden knowledge, and dealing with secrecy, secret dealing with, hidden, unaccounted wealth, hidden wealth. One may even get indulged into scandals and affairs. Now, a scandal is more of a negative thing. So, of course, the lower score, your scandal whatever you're doing hidden can be exposed. Or if it's a high score, then you will find success with it, with whatever that you're trying to do. And in the 2nd house, you will have this disconnect with your value. What is it that you value? You will not know, what do I need to value at this time? You won't even care if the money comes into your bank account. And obviously, this is the period where bank account can be split. For example, you could get a divorce. Then what happens? Everything in your bank account gets split, at least in US. And then for Sagittarius ascendant people, Ketu will be in the ascendant, Rahu will be in the 7th house. So here, a person will be running around like a chicken with its head cut off. They'll just be doing things, and they'll just be working, doing things without knowing why are they doing it and what's happening. And they'll be doing it because of the fact that they really want to either impress the spouse or other people. Here, one is all about the other people. I want to throw the best part because I want to impress you all. Because Rahu, the Bhoga, is in the 7th house. But this is the period where you can, if you're single, you can run into many, many relationships, many sexual encounters. It'll fulfill, Rahu loves many partners. Now, if it's low score, the people that you run into either will be quite disastrous. You may get into some sort of a scandal with that person. They may try to harm you. And with the 7th house, if the score is low, Rahu will try to be Rahu. You will try to go somewhere else outside of your marriage. But Rahu in the 7th house will also bring in great enthusiasm and love for doing business of communication. Any business where you can communicate, sell by speaking, you will do well in that. This is the period, if let's say you don't do well in your marriage, then you'll go back and forth in your decision. Should I give a divorce? Okay, maybe I shouldn't give a divorce. There'll be a lot of back and forth towards how to resolve the issues of the marriage. You may fail at something the first time, then the second time you go, you will get those things. Naturally, you can be in this wild energy in terms of relationship. You can burst on like a wolf upon the other person that you're in a relationship with. But this is also can be an excellent period for your spouse to find great recognition in their life, to do very well in their life. Then Capricorn people. For Capricorn people, Ketu will be in the 12th house, Rahu will be in the 6th house. Now, for such people, obviously, one can deal with a lot of criminals in this time period. One may try some unorthodox way of improving their health, going towards natural remedies to improve their health. This is also the period one may be, especially if they're not careful, they can blow up their debt by attaining too many, things on credit card, putting too many things on credit card. One's communication will get them in trouble or debt. One will be working too much working. Because remember, Rahu is just too much of everything. You'll be working too much with your hands. But your solution will be towards going to foreign lands, being in isolation, going to ashram, monastery, walking by yourself. Or if Ketu is not well and you try to go towards that particular house, you'll feel more depressed. You may be put into, in some back end place in your work and working behind the scenes in a laboratory or something, and you feel like you're just nowhere. You may have lack of sleep with Rahu in the 12th house, Ketu in the 12th house, because 12th house is bed pleasures. Or if the score is high, then one will have spiritual dreams. One will talk and sing with the angels, who knows? And especially in the 12th house, one may become a sprint runner. One may become very competitive, in foreign lands. You will read spiritual, religious books in your bed. You will read book on strategies in your bed. Because Ketu's transit will be all about, in this period, in Sagittarius, it'll be all about strategies and uprooting things. And so whatever I've explained, these are the two scenarios that always will try to play out. Strategies, victories, or uprooting things in those 18 months. Then Aquarius people will have Ketu in the 11th house, Rahu in the 5th house. So obviously this is the period for young couples to really go for having children. One can even have twins, triplets. You will be much more inclined and addicted towards either gambling, stock market, sports. You will have exotic romantic encounters. One suddenly finds great interest in education related to new age technology, aerospace, psychology, clinical psychology. But when you are too much into these things and you're desperate about these 5th house things and not getting what they want, well, try to go where Ketu is. That's what you will do. You will try to go to more parties and gatherings. You will try to become more part of like some spiritual organization. But you may be cut from those organizations. You may have a disastrous time trying to make contacts with your professional network circles or attending organized events. You will have disinterest in them. You will have no clue why you're there, what you're doing. So at least you should always want to have one being in a much better position, because when that doesn't work, you always have the solution with the other. So if Rahu is working You won't pay attention to the Ketu part because you're so much indulged in Rahu. But when Rahu doesn't work and it's in a bad position, you want Ketu to have a good position, because that becomes that, the antidote. That becomes the elixir of the problem that you're facing. Perhaps this is the period you will have bad communication and fights with your elder sibling. Your elder sibling could go on a very spiritual path. Then for Pisces people, Rahu will be in the 4th house, Ketu will be in the 10th house. And this is the period where one will take a leadership position in their work. And one will try to even be a counselor, advisor, some sort of like a mentor at work. You will become this spiritual guide at work for people. But in your home, you're going to be all about changing the scenery in the home, renovating things, bringing exotic things in your home. One will be obsessed with how the home looks, how their appearance is within the home. One may want a huge, big house in this time period. But also, on the disastrous side, one may do too much and they end up spending all their money and they realize, what did I just do? Here with Rahu, you will try to do something and you will fail at it, and you'll keep doing it, repeating that process to accomplish those things after failed attempts. And definitely in this period, one will get cats in their home. One may bring a cat. And especially if a cat comes to you during this Rahu Ketu transit, especially with Rahu being in Gemini, or if a dog comes to you like a stray dog, you should definitely adopt it. Because that's like the grahas, Rahu or Ketu, coming, saying that, hey, I'm going to bring luck in your life. So here's a symbolism for it. Take care of me and I'll take care of you. Okay. So again, this is a very basic general thing that I can repeat. Remember this. I'm going to be repeating the exact similar pattern when Rahu changes from Gemini to Taurus and Ketu changes from Sagittarius to Scorpio. I'm going to repeat the same stuff. But what matters is what's happening in the individual birth chart. And so for that, remember to check out the links here with option 5, and you will see what how your individual points are. And it's funny talking about wealth and everything. I'm currently teaching the D2 Hora, divisional chart, and how to study wealth and how easier heart of a wealth one will have in my academy, which is Magha Vedic Academy, Magha Vedic Astrology Academy, link right there. So otherwise, guys, hopefully this has helped. But really, I hope this has really, really helped and sunk in that no matter what you hear about Rahu Ketu transit in any place, just remember that without looking at Ashtak Varga, it's like you're trying to find out if it's a boy or girl by just the shape of the womb. You're not doing the ultrasound. With Ashtak Varga, you do the ultrasound. And in ultrasound, you find out, okay, if it's a boy or girl or if it's twins or not. You're just predicting, well, the shape of the thing is this, so I think it's going to be good. It's not how this thing works. Okay? See you.